All right. Well, now we're back on four, or actually, 8 destinations again. Instead of Instagram, we're on D Live, YouTube. That's a successful connection. Uh, Twitch, which is the connection to Mastiff Media. You scroll down, there we are on the homepage of Mastiff Media. I was wondering if that had something to do with it because it's streaming here now. And if that's what seems to be filling up, because that's something I've been doing new. I'm telling you that you all said hello and that this was a fast response. Sounds good. Thanks. Since you're all set, I'll go ahead and close this conversation. If you need any further assistance, feel free to reach out anytime. We're always here to help. Happy streaming. Just for more tips. Blah, 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 blah. Thank you. All right. Well, there's that. I'm wondering if it's having this tab open to the website of mastiff.media, because as I scroll down, you can see that the show is streaming right there. And this is all through my computer. So let's do that. I mean, we can make this help you understand how they're doing. Well, I mean, there's no reason for me to doubt that he was saying it was the CPU. Did this, what would you call the workaround? Not problem solving. This UX conversation. Ooh. During my live show, and Kevin was a big help getting me back on the air. All right. So yeah, maybe if I close that, I want to see the task manager. Sorry, I seem to be rambling today, but clearly this is something I'd rather lose time today and get this dealt with than I thought the task manager was in that. Task manager. Well, the Wave browser is what I'm using to stream. So this doesn't make sense though, because the biggest one on here, there's desktop window manager. I mean, that's Windows audio. I mean, 35% just for Wave browser. There's only one. So Wave browser is what I stream with, but I should not have 16 functions going. Do you guys agree with that? I mean, that seems a little rich. Discord has. Um, I mean, I could end the task, but then I would end the stream again. I mean, I could end everything in Chrome because I'm not broadcasting to that. I'm just using that's my desktop of sorts. When the Chrome's only using 6%. Discord has six other, but Chrome's got 48 things going on. I mean, that's a lot. When I've got one, two, well, there's those there, but 1, 2, 3, maybe a quarter of those tabs open because there's some pin tabs that stay open too. Oh, what a pain in the ass. And Discord has a lot going too for what I'm using it for. Yeah, I think this is going to be an item on my checklist. I go through this list every day. I go through this checklist so I don't forget to do things. Because, you rush, you skip something. And I think one of the things I'm going to add before I do anything, I'm going to go to Task Manager and close shit down. Because clearly I wasn't expecting to see 48 operations on Google Chrome alone or 18 on Wave browser when I'm using one. And unfortunately, I can't close out what if I expand it? Oh, well, that's that. Yeah. Can I close out these individually? But I mean, I still don't know which one's which. I can click on some of these individually. Oh, can only do one at a time, so that sucks. Well, I mean, I'm getting there. But I mean, this is still, and it's still opening stuff up too. Like I'm opening things. I'm closing stuff, but it's opening other things. They're just jumped to like 13 different. Okay, that's not helping. But all right, well, I was going to. This has a history. That's the other thing. This is a history. So, I mean, I can, if there's a bunch of newer people just signing on. So, thanks for joining us. We had an issue with the earlier show, the first hour, at the end of the first hour. We were playing a video of Harry Dunn, who is a former Capitol Police officer. And CNN was getting his reaction to a lawsuit settlement by the family of the late Ashli Babbitt. She was the one that was shot and killed inside the Capitol on January 6th. And I look up and my screen's blank. I'll show you what I saw. That was all I saw, was the background and the hashtag fight hypocrisy. And Superfan Ken was able to confirm that no audio was going out or the broadcast. So I had to kill it. I was not doing anything. And I refreshed the screen and my camera came back. So I started up another round, another episode. But I was also in a chat with the people at Restream, the company that I used to stream. And I guess if I could find, I have that as a tab over top of my, as one of the tabs that's open. So when I'm not using, I had mastiff.media open in this space here, so that now you don't see all these other YouTube search or Google search results. You see something that's just a little bit more decorative. But because my website streams the show from the Twitch feed, that's using up data. So I stopped doing that. Now I just got to figure out what the hell else I can. Let's see something else here. I got to reset some of my clocks. I got to rambling and all right. So Donnie is on the Hill. Let's get to actual politics today, or some more of it. Take CNN out, and there's our Capitol. This is still it, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's the one. Because the other thing now, I usually leave links open during the show, but I'll cut them and paste them into the show notes and get rid of them. And then by the end of the show, show notes are done. That's the Wikipedia entry that I read from earlier. So, now, benefit for that is, show's over, show notes are done. I want to try to get to, that's just an image, right? Yeah. No, there's a video. I don't think you want to see this. Yeah, you're staring through those videos. That's not a gun. Oh, that is a handgun. So that's actually a good view. Right inside one of these offices this is where Ashli Babbitt gets shot. Right inside one of these offices, and there's somebody standing down there at the end of the hall. That's not a good place to stand, because you don't know if these bad guys have a gun. I'm just going to screen through this because this is where I was getting the picture of her coming through there you go. That's Ashli Babbitt in the top. The That's the photo we looked at. That's the. But look what it says: Speaker's Lobby. That's the Speaker of the House. That's not where you just go to say, "Hey, I have a TED talk." That's the Speaker's lobby. That is Nancy Pelosi's lobby. Her office is right there. She was there. That's why Ashli Babbitt was shot. That's why it was very quickly ruled what's called a good shoot. There's never a good, like Harry Dunn said, there's never a reason to celebrate anyone's death. And I do believe anyone. Saddam Hussein, Osama bin Laden. But the end of the bad things they've done is a good thing. And that was her last moment right there. So I wanted to get the oh well, we'll just get this link. Because that was supposed to be a photo. Yeah. That was supposed to be just a photo because it's in the images tab, but I got it. Yeah, and you just I strongly believe that she passed instantly because you just see her fall back and that's it. And again, that's not something to be happy for. I'm happy she did not get to the speaker and that it convinced everybody else to be smart about the situation and turn around and leave. And the Capitol Police were able to retake that stairwell. Also a good thing. And put distance between the bad guys and Nancy Pelosi and them. So, I don't know what that is. Did I hit the wrong thing? That's what, The Guardian? Trump arrives on Capitol Hill. Open a new tab. RFK. Okay, so that's not even the right link anymore. Trump says we'll see about Russia after European Union and United Kingdom move ahead with major sanctions. Where is the Trump defense announcement to be on Golden Dome missile system? What everything he's got it gold. 3 p.m. announcement with Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. Secretary of State Marco Rubio to face tough questions on Trump and Congress. We have a very, very unified party, Trump says as he arrives on Capitol Hill to unify party behind tax. We have a very, very unified party. as he arrives on Capitol Hill to unify the party. Well, if it's so unified, what are you doing there? Trump is currently meeting with GOP leaders on Capitol Hill to call for his party to unite around his tax and spending cuts proposal. So if it's tax cuts, that's sounding like the original cuts that he did in 1.0 will be remaining. We'll see what that happens. I got to start a clock here so I do something on time. Asked what he will tell the fiscal hawks, Trump said, I'm a bigger fiscal hawk. There's nobody like me who's a bigger fiscal hawk. He attacked Thomas Massie, representative from Kentucky, and one such aforementioned fiscal hawk who often votes against his party, as a grandstander who doesn't understand government. Who doesn't understand government. Oh, I need to focus the camera on just me for a minute here. So Trump calls Thomas Massie a grandstander and someone who doesn't understand government. Said the guy who announced his very first candidacy for president, coming down a very long escalator, slowly, so everyone in the packed lobby could see him make his announcement. A grandstander who tells his people, his followers, his sheep, that they need to fight like hell. And then he does nothing to tell them that what they're doing is wrong. A grandstander who says he's going to be making a big announcement, but doesn't know when he's going to be making it. This was like last week or so. He said Thursday or Friday or maybe Monday. And doesn't understand government. He brings in some corporate guy, that of course being Elon Musk, to, what was it? Department of Government Efficiency, finding waste, fraud, and abuse. They found nothing. Don't listen to what they did. Do you listen to what I tell you? Or do you go do your own homework? So why would you listen to somebody like Donald Trump and Elon Musk, who their very being there doing this is a conflict of interest? Doesn't understand government. Somebody who goes to a nation that he says funds terrorism and accepts a $400 million airplane to be his personal airplane, not only while he's in office, but if you think that's going to go to his library and just sit there to be a museum, you're on drugs. Good ones, too. Share. Oh. And here's what he does. I'll put this back up. Here's what he does. He attacked Thomas Massie, representative from Kentucky, and one such aforementioned fiscal hawk, who often votes against his party, as a grandstander and who doesn't understand government, and who should be voted out of office. These are the primary threats that this guy makes. And these people follow this. What has he done so far? He's going to bring down the price of groceries on day one. We're past day 101, and nothing's coming down. He's going to end the war in Ukraine in 24 hours. hours. What? Just like that clock, because the one that's been ticking is long past 24 hours. Trump denied that the Republicans were touching Medicaid and claimed their only concern was waste, fraud, and abuse. There it is. We're not touching it, he said, before blaming the Democrats. Of course, it's their fault. In fact, House Republicans have proposed an $880 billion cut to Medicaid that could have an estimated 13 million Americans without health insurance. We're not touching Medicaid. There you are, Donnie. Oh, wow. I'm going to say this again with just me and the camera, because this is going to be a video for later. Trump denied that the Republicans were touching Medicaid, and they claimed that their only concern was waste, fraud, and abuse, because that statement or that phrase hasn't been driven into the ground. We're not touching it, he said, before blaming the Democrats. But in fact, House Republicans have proposed an $880 billion cut to Medicaid. That could leave an estimated 13 million Americans without health insurance. That information came to us from theguardian.com. Thanks to them. So that's him on the Hill. Go back to golfing. All right, one more break before we wrap it up. When we come back, let me go to my Google search here. We talked about those. Yeah. Let's talk about a real president, Joe Biden, and cancer after this. This is the Mastiff Media Network. You're going up the middle.
Hey gang, it's Jurgs, host of Up the Middle. With my university degrees in history and political science and 21 years as a special agent in the U.S. Secret Service, I've lived what others can only talk about. Join me, 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific, Monday through Friday, on Jurgs Radio, Rainbow Radio, and Right Talk Radio. Up the Middle. Politics for the rest of us. Hey gang, my name's Jurgs. I'm the CEO of the Jurger Group and Mastiff Media. We're partnering with Dare Media of Australia and are looking for new content. Do you have a podcast? Or maybe a live stream? Does it have a positive message? Is it about sports? Is it political? Is it news coverage? Is it for the LGBT community? Or is it even music? Don't forget, we're partnering with Dare Media of Australia. So not only could your program be heard on our stations here in the United States, but also in Australia. So if that's you, send us an email on air at jurgsradio.com. That's on air at jurgsradio.com. The jurgs.radio URL does not have email. On air at jurgsradio.com. And let's get you on air.
I had to play the right one. Obviously, you know this is up the middle. You're still here after the technical difficulties. I like this music. I wish I had something where I could just get this music. Mastiff Media is on Discord. Scan the QR code on your screen and head on over and watch us there for the next time that Restream takes a poop. Check out Broken Mirror of Memory, Iraq, and other details Coming soon to Mastiff Media. What I mean by that, you can buy it on Amazon, which is where that QR code will send you. Or you can buy it through Mastiff Media. And what we're going to try to do is... Actually, I got to call him and talk to him about that because he's giving me a discount code for Amazon. Like, no, I'll sell them for you. You tell me what you want per book. And if it's less than discount, then if it's less than Amazon, then let's see if I can beat that price. Momentum Health and Fitness. So I'm getting that thing down. I really can't use my computer when I port manually Mates Helping Mates over to the Mastiff Media Network. So that's when I go to the gym. I set it up 4 Eastern, hook it all up, and I go for an hour. I didn't get out of here yesterday until almost 5. So there was that. But what was after 4? I forget. I got back after 5, so you got more than an hour of it yesterday. But I'm working on it. I'm getting it down. Daily Crypto News. Go to dailycryptonews.net, hosted by Matt Deemer, who's also my Friday co-host. And we're also, usually, I cut it today because of the CPU issue, but we're usually on the Biz Growth Collective. I still love that platform. I think it's very worthwhile. Oh, now I got the hiccups. Ugh. Scan that QR code and try them out today. So this thing on The Guardian, it's like one big timeline. So I saw God, that's a pain in the ass. I saw the link on my Google search as, one thing, but there was like a bunch of other stories that have been listed since. So, how can I really, you got to scroll back till you find that link. It's just going to, so when it just takes you to that spot, there's no other link. It's just like the news for today. I'm not going to put that one in yet. No. There's got to be another story about that. Trump, Capitol Hill. There we go. Administrating live updates. President urges SGP to pass budget. Okay. So there's one from 5 minutes ago from NBC. And there's one of the puppets, Mike Johnson. I'm not going to watch that for 5 minutes. But you can, just by What I'm going to do, there's a spot on Massive Media's website where I can actually upload that as notes. It's not a document sharing thing. It's a blog, is what it is. And I mean, that's better than nothing. I like this music. I like the different colors too. All right. I told you I was going to play these. Well, I did play that one. For that intro. And that one's going to be the one on Instagram. I'm like I said, I'm organizing show notes as we go. It's going to be a new thing. My other thing is to try to have them ready for the show, which has been. I want to get your opinion on this. Those of you that are still here after dealing with some technical issues today and helping me get through it. Helping me get through everything. I appreciate that. Ken says, remember to subscribe, like, and share, and ... Yep. You know the usuals. We are developing a community here. And I'm going to let a puppy back out. But I'm going to replay this video because it's everything the Republicans are saying that they don't want to deal with. And it's these two having a conversation about putting it back on them. And just, how do you like it? Let me refresh this. And
we're going to do makeovers on both. Like, can we do...
Republicans should have their own bathrooms because I don't feel safe around them.
100% agree. Let them stop fighting over the bathroom thing.
It shouldn't be an issue.
This is actually a great solution.
Yeah, gender neutral, but Republicans have one, and then we have our own. I don't mind sharing a bathroom with people of all genders. When the women's room line is too long at a bar, I'm always going in the men's. I truly don't care. And I just think, like, Republicans shouldn't be around children. You know, like, I don't have kids, but if I had a kid and I was in the bathroom and my child saw a Republican in there, they might be like, Mommy, why does she look like that?
Well, also, this would just solve the debate. It would just be over.
It would be over.
We would be done. We would never have to talk about bathrooms again.
I also think it would smell a lot worse in there because I know Republicans, their diets are just like ribs and the blood of immigrant children. So I feel like that's probably not easy to digest.
It will smell crazy in there, bro.
It's going to smell really, really bad.
It will smell crazy. If we're going to do makeovers on both, like, can we do makeovers on liberal bathrooms as well?
Absolutely. We can have enhancements. We can have free Wi-Fi.
Free Wi-Fi is good. I would like a lazy boy.
Absolutely.
After, you do the work.
Yeah.
I do the work.
Well, it's work in there. It's not for pleasure. It's for work.
We put in work and maybe like a little like a TV.
We can make it fun. Like, it doesn't have to be.
The bathroom should be fun.
It's something we could look forward to. But when you're sharing it with Republicans, I just don't think that's possible.
Well, they have bidets or no bidets?
I don't even know if they have toilet paper. I don't know what they do in there.
So what's your take?
I think Republicans should have their own bathrooms because I don't feel safe around them.
100% agree. Let them stop fighting over the bathroom thing.
It shouldn't be an issue.
This is actually a great solution.
Yeah, gender neutral, but Republicans have one, and then we have our own. I don't mind sharing a bathroom with people of all genders. When the women's room line is too long at a bar, I'm always going in the men's. I truly don't care. And I just think like Republicans shouldn't be around children. You know, like I don't have kids, but if I had a kid and I was in the bathroom and my child saw a Republican in there, they might be like, Mommy, why does she look like that?
Well, also, this would just solve the debate. It would just be over.
It would be
We
over.
would be done. We would never have to talk about bathrooms again.
I also think it would smell a lot worse in there because I know Republicans, their diets are just like ribs and the blood of immigrant children. So I feel like that's probably not easy to digest.
It will smell crazy in there, bro.
It's going to smell really, really bad.
It will smell crazy. If we're going to do makeovers on both, like, can we do makeovers on liberal bathrooms as well?
Absolutely. We can have enhancements. We can have free Wi-Fi.
Free Wi-Fi is good. I would like a lazy boy.
Absolutely.
After, you do the work.
Yeah.
I do the work.
Well, it's work in there. It's not for pleasure. It's for work.
We put in work and maybe like a little like a TV.
We can make it fun. Like it doesn't have to be.
The bathroom should be fun.
It's something we could look forward to. But when you're sharing it with Republicans, I just don't think that's possible.
Well, they have bidets or no bidets?
I don't even know if they have toilet paper. I don't know what they do in there.
So what's your take?
I think Republicans should have their own bathrooms because I don't feel safe around them.
100% agree. Let them stop fighting over the bathroom thing.
It shouldn't be an issue.
This is actually a great solution.
Yeah, gender neutral, but Republicans have one, and then we have our own. I don't mind sharing a bathroom with people of all genders. When the women's room line is too long at a bar, I'm always going in the men's. I truly don't care. And I just think, like, Republicans shouldn't be around children. You know, like, I don't have kids, but if I had a kid and I was in the bathroom and my child saw a Republican in there, they might be like, Mommy, why does she look like that?
Well, also, this would just solve the debate. It would just be over.
It would be over.
We would be done. We would never have to talk about bathrooms again.
I also think it would smell a lot worse in there because I know Republicans, their diets are just like ribs and the blood of immigrant children. So I feel like that's probably not easy to digest.
It will smell crazy in there, bro.
It's going to smell really, really bad.
It will smell crazy. If we're going to do makeovers on both.
So, yeah, that's... I had to let that play a few times because I actually had to go to the bathroom myself. Not going to lie. So that was the other... I'm putting like these in like the intro. Thanks for everybody that sends stuff like that. They're good points to make. Stuff like is videos like this. I would rather screen capture it. But we gotta talk about this. I know I said I was going to talk about Biden, but my God. Yeah. Wow. Trump plane. Look at this. It's here. We've taken possession of this. We are on the take. So, unfortunately, I've used all of my free episodes or free articles, rather, from the New York Times. So I don't have access to that story, and I'm not paying for the New York Times. Let's go to this one first from the Hill. This is from the Hill. Is that a video? What is this? Yeah, there it is. Okay. Let's see. What do we got left? Oh, yeah, we got a couple. Wow, those are beautiful buildings. Not going to lie. I mean, very beautiful buildings.
The government of Qatar wants to give the U.S. a 747 jumbo jet to use as Air Force One, and President Trump says it would be stupid not to accept.
I would never be one to turn down that kind of an offer. I mean, I could
This is in stereo.
a stupid person say, no, we don't want a free, very expensive airplane.
The president argues the U.S. needs the gifted jet because his current Air Force One plane is outdated and taking too long to replace.
We're very disappointed that it's taking Boeing so long to build a new Air Force One. You know, we have an Air Force One that's 40 years old.
This plane would normally cost around $400 million. And the idea of the U.S. accepting such an expensive foreign gift has government ethics watchdogs concerned.
If you weren't the president of the United States, I would agree with him. If somebody offers you a plane, take the plane. But if you're the president of the United States, you're not just a person.
Peter Loge is a political ethics expert with George Washington University, and he says this gift could influence President Trump in meaningful ways.
Qatar's going to call him later and say, hey, now that you've got my plane, I'd like to talk to you about trade, foreign policy, or almost anything else. You're going to take the call.
The White House argues it's following the law on foreign gifts, but Loge says that doesn't matter.
Even if this is legal, even if this is all above board, it sends the signal that if you want something from President Trump, write a check, give him a plane. That's not a signal the president of the United States should be sending.
And he says it sets a dangerous precedent for future leaders.
It's sliding slowly down into a place where I don't think we want to be as a country.
President Trump says it's a gift to the Defense Department, not him. And after his term, he says the jet will go to his presidential library.
After I leave office, I wouldn't be using it.
In Washington, I'm Hannah Brandt.
Those words are going to come back to bite him in the ass. That's the thing that I don't understand about this. Escape. There we go. That's the thing I don't understand about this is how does it go to his presidential library? If this was a gift to, I'm going to close this window here so it's just me again because I think we'll use this too. If this was a gift to the Defense Department, I'm putting asterisks by the parts that have something I want. If this was a gift to the Defense Department and the Air Force accepts this and they use it as Air Force One, which, by the way, is not one plane. He probably never noticed there's more than one 747, and by design, they all look alike. But if this is a gift to Air Force One, or excuse me, if this is a gift to the Defense Department, why is it going to his library when he leaves office? And why are we supposed to believe that when he leaves office, he's not going to use it? A brand new 747. Donald Trump, who has never lied before, ever, is not going to use this airplane. Oh, wow. I just think that I don't blame him. I know he's a piece of shit. I blame Congress and the less than a third of all Americans who voted for him. Up next, hits Bear. I'm presuming that's Brett Bear. Yeah. So President Trump, in an interview on Friday, again defended his decision to accept a luxury jet worth hundreds of millions of dollars from Qatari government to replace Air Force One, while also dismissing bipartisan criticism as a radical left theory. I just want to say it was a radical left story. Trump told Fox News' Brett Baer in Abu Dhabi during a stop on his diplomatic trip to the Middle East this week where he was begging for more money. The people here, to show you how crazy it is, they would like me to pay $1 billion. I made a good deal, he added. The Boeing 747-8, previously used by the Qatari royal family and established to be worth at least $400 million, was gifted to the Pentagon to serve as a stand-in for the aging Air Force One fleet while the president is in office. It eventually will be decommissioned to Trump's future presidential library. The arrangement has raised ethical and security questions from Democratic and Republican lawmakers, and Trump accused Baer of piling on. This is what happens when you don't kowtow to this guy. Brett Baer did his job. And frankly, I've seen Brett Baer interview Donald Trump. The level of manners, politeness that he uses to talk to this asshat is beyond professional. The president countered in the interview that he's not the beneficiary of the gift. Then why are you accepting it if you're not the beneficiary? But it is a present to the federal government. Then how are you getting it to your library? This is called money laundering. That's a basic example. That's not even technical. Oh my God. Well, the president countered in the interview that he's not the beneficiary of the gift, but that it is a present to the federal government, and the plane will be old by the time. No, it won't. You're flying in a 40-year-old plane, which, by the way, is not old. Oh. I have a handgun that is a Colt. It's actually not a Colt, but if you just Google Colt 1911, you'll see a picture of the type of gun that I have. The actual maker of the gun is a company called Union Switch and Signal. They make train stops. Ding, 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 ding. Those things at the tracks when you're driving over the tracks. During World War II, other companies besides Colt, Singer, the sewing machine company, Union Switch and Signal, and some others, were commissioned to make these handguns. 1911 is the year it was designed. You know how many major changes have been made to that gun in 114 years? 0. That's like the 747. It is one of the perfect airplanes in our aviation history. 40 years old is not old. There are things inside of it that can easily be remodeled to an upgrade, and you never know it's a 40-year-old plane. But 40 years old is not old. Now he wants to take one that, as far as our use of it, is less than 4 years old, and he says that's old? And some of you people believe this. Oh, that's it for today. I'm going to go make a cocktail and then do some editing. Glenn Sportcat Jackson is on with us right now. Hey, man, what's happening? Or not? Hello? Glenn, you there? Sport Cat. He's on with us. His thing's lit. Send him a private chat. Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay. Well, less than a minute to you. So I'm not hearing you at all, and I don't need to. We're coming up on that time. I don't have anything else muted.
Hello, audio.
There he is. There he is.
Can you hear me now?
What's happening, man?
Not much. Getting ready
How
to
you
do a
doing today,
show.
all right?
Oh, it's just another day in paradise, my friend.
Yeah, my system shit the bed. I'm sitting here playing a video of Harry Dunn, the former Capitol Police officer who ran for, I think it was Congress or Senate, one of the two. And he was commenting on the recent settlement to Ashli Babbitt's family for $5 million. And I look up, and my screen is, I'll show you. If you can see my screen, I'll show you what I was looking at.
I see nothing.
Exactly. And that's what people were hearing too, because I talked with StreamYard right away. They said their analysis of it, the analytics, was that my CPU crapped out and it wasn't allowing me to stream video because there wasn't enough space.
Aliens.
And I'm like, dude, it was right after a decorated police officer was mother effing the Trump administration. And by the way, this CPU is built to handle multiple of these.
I'm going with aliens.
Yeah, or something. So anyway.
I don't know. Cheer up. Don't be so angry. Why are all Democrats angry?
I'm independent. Why do you keep calling me a Democrat?
Whatever. You're a hate orange man.
And then, well, I know Republicans that are hating on the orange man. And then
nobody's perfect.
Matt Deemer, who is a Democrat, calls me even farther left than a Democrat. I'm like, no, I'm the only one out of this bunch that's got any common sense.
I don't know. You might make sure that your doctor has your blood pressure and your Plavix up to date. So,
I've had 5 strokes since I started this project. I know that.
Yeah. You need to just take a chill pill. It'll all be okay.
You sound like a Democrat.
Oh, well, no, I'm not getting arrested. I haven't beat up any cops. There's a lot of things I haven't done. So,
but I know 1,200 Republicans that have.
Yeah, well, none of
or
us.
At least not anymore. We whitewashed that, didn't we?
I don't.
Oh, now his sound craps out. Oh, there you
I'm not doing anything. It showed censoring me. Damn it, Ross! Stop censoring me.
I'm not even touching anything.
Damn Democrat censoring me.
Yeah.
All right, man. I got a show to do. I got more important things to worry about, like the world blowing up. I ain't got time for this Republican stuff. So,
all right, there you go. Radio's cut. You can pick it up.
All right, Daddy has the helm, so we will talk about more happy news like the world exploding. So
yeah, there we go.
That's much more happy than you. You're so angry, so just relax. It'll be okay, Ross.
David Beckmeyer would be very disappointed.
All right, man, I'm out of here. Have a great day. I will see you later. I got a show to do.
Sportcat's up next on Dare Media Network and Mastiff Media Network and his own. Do you still go by Nightcap Studios or Nightlight Studios?
Nightlight, yeah, Nightlight. Like
okay, yep.
Light
so
night, yeah.
Dare Media, or Dare Mastiff and Nightlight.
That's right.
Networks all have it, and he's got them. Up next,
all right.
Sportcat's Daily Gazette. For my video feed, that's it for today. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same station, same everything else. God willing, CPU willing, Restream willing, whoever else is willing, we'll be here. Thanks for getting off the porch, running with the big dogs. Don't forget, like, subscribe, share, tell a friend. That's the biggest thing. Tell a friend about it. Get the conversation continuing. Because I was at an event over the weekend that people were asking me. They saw the van. Everybody sees the van. The Mastiff Media minivan. They're loving it. We'll see you again. Thanks for getting off the porch, running with the big dogs. See you tomorrow.